The people from this region literally affect your lives every Halloween. And all these years, you guys had no idea. What up, y'all? It's your boy HomeTeam. I'm back at it with another video of African history, culture, and worldview. And today I want to talk about the Kingdom of Kongo. There's so many unique things about the Kingdom of Kongo, I don't even know where to begin. Now, I'm sure in the spirit of Halloween, some of you are going to sit back and enjoy some of your favorite zombie movies like World War Z, I Am Legend, and even 28 Weeks Later. Well, without Africa, none of this would be possible. You see, the concept of a zombie actually stems from African mythology, more specifically popularized by the Bundu people of Angola. The word zombie itself is literally an African word, or should I say, Nzumbe. Now granted, in our Western world, we usually think of zombies as just some sort of mythology. But according to extensive Central African oral histories and Haiti, it's literally not a joke at all. Anyway, you can thank the Bundu people for your love of Nzumbes. The Kingdom of Kongo is believed to have been founded in the 14th century. It continued to grow in the 15th century while smaller autonomous states in the region paid tribute to it. Now, ironically enough, the Kingdom of Kongo would actually be referred today as an empire if the Congolese themselves didn't frequently refer to themselves as a kingdom. They basically had all the classifications of an empire. According to oral history, the Kingdom of Kongo originated in the Democratic Republic of Congo, right smack dab in the middle of Africa. This is pretty much where a dynasty of kings began to rule in the Kwilu Valley. The Kingdom of Kongo was very sophisticated. We know this because of its complex political structure and even artistic forms. Now, before the popular monument of the thinking man came, or the thinker, basically the poster boy for philosophical thought, Africa actually had its own version of the philosophical artistic form called tumba, or grave marker. It resembles an African man in deep thought or contemplation, and it reveals a place where powerful individuals were buried. Pretty unique. The Kingdom of Kongo was a highly developed state and had extensive trade networks. They manufactured many products and were particularly famous for manufacturing cloth. They styled themselves with a loincloth made from various fabrics like silk, linen, cotton, and even velvet. Portuguese travelers described the city Banza Kongo as a very large city, and in the 15th century, they converted to Christianity. The first Congolese ruler to convert to Christianity was Zinga Nkuwu. He allowed many Catholic priests into the region. However, Christianity largely remained amongst only the elite in Congo society. Now, while King Nkuwu eventually abandoned his Christianity for his African traditional beliefs, his son Vemba Azinga adopted Christianity on a statewide scale, and he seemed pretty serious about it. His son Vemba Azinga adopted Christianity on a serious level, making it the official religion of the Congo, and he even created a Congolese coat of arms that was used by other Congolese leaders on all official documents. King Vemba, or Afonso, came to power at the height of political power in the Congo. Now, Vemba seemed genuinely converted to Christianity, as he not only built churches, but he also built religious-oriented schools in his region. During his reign, Congolese words were used to advance Christian concepts, and the Bible was actually renamed Kanda Ukisi in order to adhere to the Congolese language. King Vemba even sent his son to Europe to be educated. His son eventually became ordained as a priest and eventually became the first black bishop ever. Now, to give you guys some perspective on what was going on in other parts of Africa, during this time, Africa was flourishing under Askia the Great and the Songhai Empire. So we had African Muslims in Western Africa and African Christians in Southern Africa. So yeah, there's an extensive history of Islam and Christianity within Africa, just like most parts of the world. Now, from the beginning, the Kingdom of Kongo and the Portuguese relationship was actually pretty healthy, but over time it began to deteriorate due to Portuguese interests. The Congo actually became a very good source of slave labor. During the expansion of the Congo Empire, the Congolese would actually frequently sell war captives to the Portuguese due to the demand of slave labor. However, this process quickly began to go out of control. King Vemba quickly suspected the Portuguese were actually gaining slaves illegally, meaning these people were pretty much common citizens. Upon this reality, King Vemba writes a letter to the King of Portugal saying, and I quote, "Each day the traders are kidnapping our people, children of this country, sons of our nobles and vassals, even people of our own family. This corruption and depravity are so widespread that our land is entirely depopulated. We need in this kingdom only priests and school teachers and no merchandise, unless it is wine and flour for mass. It is our wish that this kingdom not be a place for the trade or transport of slaves. King Vemba's letter actually confirms that there was actually no Pan-Africanism back then, as he allowed the capture of other Africans he didn't identify with and opposed the capture of his own people. He enforced the regulation of slavery under Congolese law and established a committee to establish the legality of each new slave. Now, after King Vemba's death, the Kingdom of Kongo began to decline rapidly, and Portuguese relations became very strenuous. The First Portuguese-Congo War began in 1622, as the Portuguese aligned themselves with a local African group called the Bengala. Now, the Bengala were probably one of the most feared African groups. Portuguese realized this and aligned with them fairly quickly. Now, if you guys recall the zombie mythology that arose throughout this region, yeah, these guys, the Bengala, probably took it to heart because they were pretty heartless. The Bengala were a fully militarized society. All children born within their region were killed, and the women literally had to leave just to have children. And upon return of the child, they weren't even considered Bengala until they had killed someone. And little boys were trained in Spartan-like camps like all year round. The Congolese were pretty much stricken with fear and disgust over these Bengala people, hence why the Portuguese aligned with them. Even though the Portuguese had some early success during the war, and after the Bengala ate some Congolese officials, yes, this literally happened, the Congolese main army was able to defeat the Portuguese-Bengala Union. Though civil unrest became a common theme throughout the Kingdom of Kongo, the Kingdom of Kongo remained independent of Portuguese intrusion due to their final defeat at the Battle of Kitumbo. The Portuguese defeat ended all Portuguese intrusion into the Kingdom of Kongo for as long as it lasted, near the 20th century. Though largely factionalized, the Kingdom of Kongo still had many other rulers that actually participated in restoring the kingdom. Centuries later, during the scramble of Africa, Portugal began to claim what was little left of the destabilized independent Kingdom of Kongo, even attempting to get rid of the title King of Congo. However, the many rulers of the destabilized kingdom ignored this decree and still call themselves by that name. But yo, I'm all out, guys. Let me know what you guys think. It's your boy HomeTeam. Know thyself. Remember your ancestors. Peace.